What is up, everybody? Welcome to DFS by the Numbers, and welcome to Best Bet for UFC 302. We have Islam Makhachev going against Dustin Poirier. And yeah, we got a very fun card tonight. We have a stacked panel, a full house in here. We got Uncle Weezy, we got Luke, and we got Couch Warrior. We'll start with our Uncle Weezy. Weezy, what is up? Are you looking forward to UFC 302 tonight?
Yeah, I'm glad it's almost here. We've both been working pretty hard this week, Brady. A lot of content, and I'm glad it's finally here. The research is done. The bets are in. Now we just got to wait for the fighters to actually go and do their part so that we can all make some money this week and cash our bets. So I'm looking forward to chopping it up with you guys. It's a fun card, a lot of fan-friendly fights. Let's make some money on it.
Yeah, this is my, I think, third show with Weezy this week, and this is actually my second show with Luke. Luke, what is up? You looking forward to the card tonight?
Yeah, bro. Looking forward to chopping it up back with you guys again. I've made some adjustments since the first show, so it's not going to be a repeat for sure. Meeting my boy Mike, Couch Warrior. Good to meet you. We were talking about it before, bro. So yeah, dude, it's a pretty fun card. I don't think it's like the greatest pay-per-view card out there that we've seen, but a lot of interesting style matchups, a lot of pretty polarizing opinions within the handles. So yeah, dude, looking forward to chopping it up.
Yep, and last but not least, we got Couch Warrior. Mike, what is up? You looking for the card?
Yeah, man, it's not the best betting card in the world, but Islam's one of my favorite fighters, so I'm hyped to see how that goes down. Wish I was there. It's happening in my backyard, but the tickets were crazy, and it's not worth it in my opinion, but looking forward to it. Should be a good time.
Yeah, I saw the tickets were crazy for 302, and they're even worse for 303, which is a card I wanted to go to. So it sucks, but maybe if we hit some big bets, we'll be able to afford $1,000 for a nosebleed at UFC 303. Just ridiculous. Get some help, UFC. But before we get into it, if you guys could like the video, subscribe to the channel, go check out these guys. They do a ton of great content as well. And we'll shout out the chat real quick. We got MMA Goulash, first one in here. Straight Violence on the main card. Agreed. Elijah one in the building. We got Sean. We got Dirk. What is up, Dirk? Saying Cody Brundage. So why are you taking shots at Cody Brundage? He didn't do anything wrong. We got Gablestein in the building. We have Tom. We have We have Chris P. Deer Slayer. Al the Pow. Our guy, Joshua Frick. What is up, Joshua Frick? Little Cat, Tom, and we have a dono from Joshua Frick. Appreciate you, Joshua, for the $5 dono. He also sent a dono on our Sunday show, sponsored it, and he's giving another sponsor. He's saying, giving Brady and Weezy a full unit as the sponsor. Appreciate you, Joshua Frick. That sponsorship, it goes a long, long way. Who else we got up in here? Eric the Red, Benino, PSSA, Cash the Brady with the hat. Yes, sir. It's a terrible hair day for me. And saying, let's go, Phil Rowe, 2N. What is up? All right. With all that out of the way, guys, I say we get into it. And sorry, one of these comments threw me off a little bit. So we're going to start with the first fight of the card. It is Andre Lima going against Mitch Raposo. We have Andre Lima opening up -250. He's now a -300 favorite. The parlay boys, they've come in and they're parlaying up everything. And some of these money lines are getting completely blown out. And this is one of them. Lima -300 now after missing weight by 70 pounds. Mitch Raposo opened up +210. He's now a big +250 underdog. And let's start with our Uncle Weezy. Uncle Weezy, what are you liking for the first fight of the card? Reminder, we have 12 fights. You do get 2 passes. Are you passing on this one, or did something catch your eye?
I'm passing on this one, man. You know, I kind of think Lima gets the job done here, but there is no chance in hell I am laying -300 on this guy. This cheater, pumpkin eater, cage grabber, cheater. I think he might have even bit himself backstage and then pretended like, you know, I mean, it could have been anything. This guy is like the Oakland Raiders of the UFC. So I am staying away. I think it's dog or pass at this line, but I don't know, man. Raposo on short notice, no real great wins. I'm real happy to pass on this one.
Yeah, it's sickening, man. I hate cheaters, and he's certainly one of them. I wouldn't be shocked if he cheated today. Maybe we should bet the point deduction because he probably will grab the cage. Now that I think about it, plus 2,000, it's not the worst look in the world for a crazy cheater in Andre Lima. But for me, I'm going to take a shot on the sub prop, plus 700, just because I feel like there will be some opportunities. Again, this guy is a cheater. He missed weight by 5 pounds, which I think is going to probably benefit him. And he's a black belt in BJJ, 0 submissions on his record, but I feel like Raposo is going to be going out there trying to wrestle. So I feel like it will be live. There will be some attempts, and a plus 700, I will take my chances on that Andre Lima sub. Couch Warrior, what are you liking for the first fight of the night?
I'm going to rock with the underdog here. I'm going to go with Raposo. I took a small 1-unit shot on him. I just feel like there's a pretty clear path here for him. Lima, bad takedown defense. It's not just in the last fight against Severino. We've seen it before. His get-ups are really good. The hand control, the scrambling, all really good. But I still do think that Raposo will be able to get takedowns. Pretty sure he's a BJJ black belt too. Maybe not the same caliber, but I think that he'll have pretty good control. And I think his striking has improved a lot. I used to be a big Raposo hater, but it's been a while. I think he's improved. I think he's live. He has a path. So at plus 250, it's a pretty easy play for me. Short notice is a little concerning, but do I think Lima's going to really push a crazy pace? It's not really something he does, so I don't think it should be a big issue. And I know his level of competition has been pretty low, but is Lima really beating world beaters also, or fighting world beaters outside of the UFC, or even in it? Like Zenedine is not that great. Severino, who knows what to make of him. So, yeah, I like Raposo. Small shot on the dog.
Yep, I can't blame you for that whatsoever. I think this fight could play out a lot closer than the line does indicate. And then, Luke, what are you liking here for the first fight of the card?
Yeah, just real quick, I think both guys are recently crowned BJJ black belts, I think within the last 365 days. So just wanted to throw that out. I don't hate your shot on the sub, Brady, at 7-1, just because, homeboy's shown he can take it back. We do have the Hadley fight for Mr. Raposo. So, at 7-1, you're dealing with what, 13% indication. So there might be a little bit of meat on the bone there for a long shot. I guess I'll just take a more safe route, and I'll just go with the Lima round 3 decision at plus 115 on FanDuel. Obviously short notice for Raposo. I think there's a potential cardio dynamic within the fight. I'm personally leaning more to the decision, but anytime someone's coming in on, I think, 10 days notice, them looking like Lance Armstrong is traditionally not the status quo. So, to get off, a type of, minus 300 type of line, I'll take that Lima round 3 decision at plus 115.
All right, Luke taking the round 3 decision for Lima plus 115, you said?
Yep.
Okay, plus 115. Couch War taking the Mitch Raposo money line plus 250, and I'm taking a shot on the Andre Lima sub plus 700. And then Uncle Weezy is passing on the first fight of the card. Uncle Weezy has 1 pass left. What is up, Remdog Eric? What is up? Lima is losing. Lima is dirty. He's very dirty. Very, very dirty. And we got Dixon in the building. What is up, Dixon? Where can you bet the minus point? I believe DraftKings, and there's another book that does it, but I'm not sure. But maybe this is a good fight to sprinkle it, because we are dealing with a really bad cheater. We have real fight picks. Hey, baby boy, which is kind of weird, but hello, the rest of the panel as well. Raposo, 3rd round KO for real fight picks. Let's get to this cash. Let's get it. Not as dirty as Brundage. Brundage never cheated, did he? Off the top of my head, did he?
No.
Probably talking about the DQ.
Oh, we always talk about the DQ. Okay, yeah. I okay. Fair point.
Dude, he knocked him out in the first round. I don't know what you guys are talking about, man. That was a first round knockout. Go check the stats, baby. Cody Brundage, stand up.
Yep, he brutally knocked out Jacob Malkoon in the first round. All right. Let's cool it, Jordan. You're getting a little weird. Let's get stinky. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? I've never heard anything like that, but we'll move on to the next fight. Speaking of getting stinky, we got Eileen Perez going against Jocelyn Edwards. We got Eileen Perez minus 220, open up minus 250. We got Jocelyn Edwards open up plus 200. She's currently plus 185. Looks like the parlay boys have came in as of late, and this money line, it was looking decent at minus 185, and now it's minus 220 on fight day. We will start with Luke. What are you liking for this fight here?
Yeah, so it's another spot. I do actually like Perez to win this fight. I know there's a lot of people on the Jocelyn Edwards side, but it's one of these things within the relation and the gimmick of the show, kind of looking for some decent plus money. I was seeing earlier they had Edwards round 3 at 25-1 on Bovada. I'm not sure if that's still there. But yeah, we obviously saw what happened in the Pudilova fight. She death gassed, and it did not look pretty for Homegirl in round 3. I don't think Perez has a ton of jiu-jitsu. I think she's pretty clearly the better wrestler, which is why I think she should win this fight. But at minus 220, is there any value on her line? No. Is there much value on her props? I don't really think so. But I think Jocelyn could potentially turn the tides late in this fight. So at a price like that, I think it's pretty ridiculous. So for the purposes of the show, Jocelyn Edwards round 3 at 25-1.
Yeah, 25-1 on Bovada for Luke there. For me, this is probably the worst play of the card for me in terms of these odds. I am laying some chalk here. It's just going to be the Eileen Perez money line, minus 196. It was minus 185, but it is what it is. Yeah, I think she wins this fight. I think it's a good matchup for her. Jocelyn Edwards, she struggles against fighters that try to take her down. Jessica Rose Clark, of all people, Carol Hoza, Lucy Pudilova. I think Perez will be able to go out there and win at least those first 2 rounds, worst case scenario, and maybe drop the third if it gets there. So just give me the Perez money line. I think she could win by any which method here. Wheezy, what do you like her for this fight here?
Sorry, I'm chewing an apple right here.
Oh, okay.
But no, it's all right because I'll make it quick. I think Aileen Perez beats 7 shades of shit out of Jocelyn Edwards and knocks her out. Plus 600, Perez by KO. You can thank me later.
Book it. And Couch Warrior, what do you like in here?
I'm going to rock with the fight ends inside the distance. I got a better line earlier this week, but plus 180, that works for me too. I think Perez, she's got a significant ground game advantage. I do think she can get the ground and pound finish, even though her ground and pound is kind of ass. And then, I think Edwards has some finishing upside late. I think that Perez is an absolute gas bag. I think that her striking is abysmal. So I can see Edwards getting a late finish too. And yeah, let's go with the fight doesn't go.
All right, fight doesn't go. Plus 180 for Couch Warrior in the Perez Edwards fight. Luke is taking Jocelyn Edwards round 3 plus 2,500. Uncle Weezy is taking Perez by knockout plus 600. And I am pussying out and taking the Eileen Perez money line minus 196. Let's see. Eileen Perez definitely smells pH is off for sure. We got James saying so stoked. Perez is going to win. Come on, guys. I can't read some of these. I don't want to get kicked off of you. I can't read some of these guys. Did you guys do the Pub Sports DFS show this week? We did not. We're trying to figure it out. We're trying to figure out something for the future. Is she a good DK play? Yeah, I think she could be like a decent pivot. I don't think she's going to be entirely high owned. That was Zesty Analysis. What is Zesty Analysis? And yeah, there is a lot of bad blood here for sure. I'm looking forward to that. How about, or did you guys know about the altercation Edwards has with Perez? Yes. They had like something, I don't know the full story, but apparently like somebody's coach choked somebody out.
Perez's coach choked out Jocelyn after Jocelyn punched Perez in the face.
So Perez's coach choked her out.
Mm-hmm.
Is her coach a man or a female?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's over at the Goat Shed. I don't think they have female coaches at the Goat Shed.
So some dude choked out Jocelyn. That's crazy.
I have no idea. I really don't know, but I know that there's not good blood between these two. I also bet the under 2.5. Like Mike bet the fight doesn't go. I got the under 2.5 at plus 240 earlier in the week. I thought that was a good line too.
Yeah, Brady, they failed to leave out the male detail, but I'm pretty sure a dude choked her out.
Jeez, that sounds like a charge. Perez by decision for Magic. She probably liked it. I don't know about that. All right. I think we should just move on. And we will move on to Basil Hafez going against Mickey Gall. And Hafez opened up minus 450, currently minus 400. Mickey Gall opened up as a plus 350 underdog. He is currently a plus 300 underdog. We will start with Couch Warrior. What are you liking for this fight here?
Yeah, I mean, so for the show, I think I'm going to pass. I do think Mickey Gall round 3 is going to feed Generations. but I don't know if I'm ready to play it for the show, so I'm just gonna pass. But I did sprinkle that a little bit.
All right, and yeah, I will pass as well. It's one of those fights where there is no way I am laying minus 400 on Basil Hafez, but at the same time, I don't really want to put any money on Mickey Gall. So yeah, there's a couple fights on this card where it's like I want nothing to do with them at all, and this is certainly one of them. So I'm gonna stay away here, but give me Hafez to win. It's just minus 400. I'm not going to give that out, especially on the show. So yeah, it's a pass for me as well. Luke, what are you liking for this fight?
Yeah, I'm actually gonna join you boys. I'm gonna take a pass on this one as well. Hopefully, Uncle Weezy can give us something spicy here.
Uncle Weezy, hey, if you're passing on this one, you find something you like.
Yeah, I was just gonna like bitch you out about how there aren't nearly enough passes on this show, but I'll give you guys Basil Hafez by decision. I know that we were looking at that earlier in the week at around plus 175. Something tells me now that he's minus 400, we're not going to get that good of a line.
Let's see. So Hafez by decision, they are plus 180.
Ooh, well, let's do that one. I think that is his best path here, but there's so many unknowns in this fight. Gall's been away from the cage for 2 years. He's had back surgery. It's hard to know how much time he's been training, but also at the same time, he was cut from the UFC. So there's no drug testing for Mickey Gall for the last 2 years. And now he comes back in the post-USADA era after back surgery. Maybe he got some really good vitamins and some vitamin D down there in the South Florida sun and looks like a much better version of himself than what we know from a couple years back. But I think Hafez by decision is the most likely play here, most likely outcome, and at plus 180, I think it's worth a shot.
All right, so only one guy is taking a shot on this one, and that's Uncle Weezy with the Hafez decision plus 180. So we all four have one pass left for the entire card. Let's see what we got. We got a bum saying Gall, baby, all the way. Basil Hafez to win by submission has been my play all week. Potentially, we'll see. Hafez by KO 1, Hafez KO 3. A Mickey upset would be crazy. I don't think it would be like insanely crazy, but I'm definitely picking Hafez to win. Gall to win by head kick in round 3. Okay. Over 2.5 minus 120, and then Tom liking the Hafez inside the distance. I like nothing on this fight. But we'll move on to the next fight. We got Jake Matthews going against Phil Rowe. We have Jake Matthews opened up minus 115, currently minus 170. And we have Phil Rowe opening up minus 105. He's currently a plus 145 underdog. And we will start with Luke. What are you liking for this fight here?
Yeah, so this is going to be, well, I guess outside of the Edwards one, I guess I can't beat 25 to 1, but this will be the second biggest one I'll give out. I'm going to go with Mr. Philly Fresh, Phil Rowe, round 2, round 3, aggregated at plus 530 over at Circa. Obviously, it's a fight that's pretty difficult to trust either guy as far as you can throw him, but if career historics tell us anything, Phil Rowe tends to be a slow starter in the aggregate. Jake Matthews tends to wilt late and suck really bad in third rounds. You also can't trust Jake Matthews' game plan. A lot of people are talking about how he's going to wrestle, but Jake Matthews, if you look at his last 4 to 5 fights, he has really no interest in wrestling, and I think Phil Rowe is actually the better guy on the feet. He's the better athlete, and he's the biggest guy that Jake Matthews has fought in the last 10 years. So I think Phil Rowe's probably going to suck some shit early, honestly, within this fight. And then Jake Matthews is going to crawl into a ball like he usually does late. And Philly Fresh is going to put it on late. So Phil Rowe, round 2, round 3, plus 530 for me.
All right. Luke taking a shot on these late Phil Rowe props. We'll go with Uncle Weezy. What are you liking for this fight here?
I don't like much for this fight, dude. I don't like this fight at all. I don't think Jake Matthews is very reliable. I don't think Phil Rowe is very reliable. But if you're going to give me one of these unreliable cats at plus 145 on the money line, give me unreliable guy number 2, Phil Rowe, plus 145. That's the way I'm going. I think that this is probably going to be a pretty close fight, 50-50 type fight. So I'll take advantage of the line being a little bit mispriced and go on the Rowe side for the money line.
All right. And Couch Warrior, what are you liking for this fight?
I'm going with violence here. Like you guys said, it's hard to trust either dude, but I could see both guys getting finishes, and I could see both guys getting finishes in, either way. I think I can see a sub from either side. I can see a knockout from either side. So with an under or the fight doesn't go at plus money, it's a pretty easy click for me. So we're going to go with violence.
You want the under at?
No, let's go with the fight ends inside the distance. That plus 100 works.
Okay, plus 100. All right. Yeah, for me, if I had another pass, I would certainly take it. I like absolutely nothing in this fight. But I'm going to actually just go with Jake Matthews money line minus 160. Weezy mentioned it. He's extremely untrustworthy, a guy you shouldn't be laying chalk on. But at the end of the day, I do think he wins this fight. I think he's going to be the clear minute winner as long as he doesn't die in this matchup, which is certainly on the table. But I'll say Jake Matthews wins this fight, and probably by decision. But maybe he could finish him as well. So just give me the money line for Jake Matthews. I hate it, but I don't have an extra pass, so it is what it is. Row your boat. Rowe may lose every second of this fight. He'll have some big moments, you think. That's what he does. The size difference will be too much for Matthews. You have the pretty big size disadvantage there. Phil Rowe by knockout in round 1. Philly fresh sucks. He comes on strong against bums. Phil Rowe will look like he's winning and then get knocked out. Elijah one liking the 2-3 there. Luke. This is the who the hell knows pick of the week. That's how I'm kind of feeling about this one. Let's see. Dang, you do need more passes. Yeah, I mean, I wish we could add an extra pass just for this fight here. Tristan liking the Phil Rowe money line, and then Elder saying it's close, but I got Rowe. He's better on the feet. Rowe wins. Lots of Rowe love. Yeah, he's the dog, so it could be interesting. And Jake Matthews drops the ball a ton. All right, moving on to the next fight. We have one of the biggest favorites on the card. It is Grant Dawson taking on Joe Selly. Grant Dawson opened up minus 450. He's currently minus 470. He went as low as looks like minus 650. And then as far as Joe Selly, opened up plus 350. He went all the way to plus 475, and he is back down to plus 370 here. And let's start with our Uncle Weezy. Uncle Weezy, did you find any way to attack this big favorite here in Grant Dawson?
Yeah, I was liking fight doesn't go to a decision earlier in the week when it was sitting around plus 140, but now it's plus 120, not as much meat on the bone. So I think I'll go with the more likely finisher here and just go Grant Dawson to win inside the distance. It's plus 175 on Bovada right now. I think he's live for a ground and pound knockout. I also think that he's obviously live for a rear naked choke. That's what he does when he gets into those dominant positions. He's a master back taker. And Selly has been reversed 3 times in the UFC. He just gets a little bit sloppy on the ground sometimes. So I think that Grant's going to find his back, probably find a submission at some point here. We'll see how it goes. But this line is where it is for a very good reason. I think Grant should dominate the minutes of this fight.
Yep, agreed. We'll go to Luke. What are you liking in this fight here?
I think that's pretty interesting, though, when you pulled up the Dawson graph that he was 650. So someone dropped a bomb on Selly. Move $2. So I think that's something interesting to note, at least at the price. But yeah, originally, I honestly think Dawson round 3 decision is the most likely outcome, but that price is just absolutely terrible now. So for the purposes of the show, I'm going to go Dawson round 2, round 3, which is plus 298 over on FanDuel. I think Sellecky's chances are most likely front loaded within this matchup. I think Dawson's the better wrestler, better scrambler, better cardio. Wouldn't be surprised with a positional TKO late. Wouldn't be surprised with the sub if Selly is tired. So we'll take those late Dawson props at plus 298.
Yeah, I'm kind of along the same page there. Yeah, the round 3 decision got wrecked all week. All these Dawson props really have gotten wrecked. But I'm just going to go with get a little more aggressive. I agree with the 2-3 look, but I'm going to go with Grant Dawson round 3 at plus 900. Just because he's done it so many times, and kind of how I see the fight playing out is Joe Selly might be competitive early, but I think as the fight goes on, Grant Dawson's going to wear on him a little bit, and I think the late finish is certainly on the table. It just always seems to happen. The Matson fight, the Gordon fight, the Leo Santos fight. He has a ton of round 3s in the UFC, and I think he might add another one here in a matchup where he's favored to be very dominant, and I think he could make it look dominant. So give me the round 3 at plus 900. Just no method, just round 3 there. Couch Warrior, what are you liking for this fight?
I kind of hate everything. I feel like Dawson just shouldn't be this price tag here, but I guess I'll go with Dawson round 3 or decision. Is it still like -150 on DraftKings?
I don't know. I don't even know if, but last time I checked it was, but it might have moved. I can double check.
Yeah, I can open it up too.
Let's see.
Yeah. Oh, it's -135 now.
Oh, it got better? Jeez.
Well, yeah, I might actually play that myself then.
Why would it get better?
It's a good question.
What line is that?
-135. That's
For what? For what?
round 3
decision.
Wow. Which one is that on?
DraftKings.
Really?
Yeah.
Because that was like around -150, -160 in some spots that I was seeing. I was like, what the fuck?
It was
It's a crazy
-150 on
line.
DraftKings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna have to play that.
What's up, Mushroom? Yeah.
What's up? What's up, Mushroom? All right. So Couch is going with the round 3 decision, -135. Luke's going with the 2-3 for Dawson, 298. And Uncle Weezy going with Dawson inside the distance +175. And then I'm going with Grant Dawson round 3 +900. What is up, Mushroom? Hey, chat. Roman Kopylov is getting a TKO tonight. We shall see. We shall see. Hot take. Dawson beats Gamrot. That is indeed a very hot take. Let's see. What if Joe chins him? It'd be the most hilarious thing I've seen since Jesus Aguilar got his first knockout against Shannon Ross. I mean, that guy's like a 60-inch reach and had 0 knockouts, and he sparked him. That was hilarious. And then I kind of felt bad for Shannon Ross a little bit.
Brady,
yeah.
Dude, I had the over 2.5 rounds in that fight. Easily one of the worst bets I've ever made, man. So I wish I got to enjoy that, because that should have been something I should have been laughing my ass off. But instead, I'm putting my fist through my wall because I just lost an over 2.5 because a guy who had never knocked anybody out brutally knocked a dude out on the first punch that he threw. So thanks for listening to my problems, everybody.
No, it's all right. And just looking back on it, it's crazy to just to say I bet an over in a Shannon Ross fight. But I get what you were seeing. It's like there's no way Jesus knocks this guy out, right? He sparks him. It's crazy. It is cruel. It is a cruel sport. Absolutely.
Oh, man.
Let's see. Dawson could very well be the parlay buster. Somebody's going to be busting parlays. I don't know who it's going to be, though. I don't think it's Dawson. But we'll move on to the next fight. We have Gilton Almeida going against Alexander Romanov. Gilton Almeida opened up -450. He's currently -325. Alexander Romanov opened up +350. He is currently +275. I got to kick it to my Uncle Weezy because I believe this is his one of his strongest takes on the card. Weezy, what do you got here?
Yeah, Gilton Almeida over Romanov is Uncle Weezy's ass shaving of the week this week. I really do like Gilton to get the job done here. The Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu difference between these two guys, I believe, is massive. And I also do believe that Gilton's going to be the better conditioned athlete. That should not surprise anybody after seeing, I mean, like Romanov just looks like a white post-retirement Daniel Cormier right now. Dude, he is all belly. I mean, like that guy, his waist size is like in the 50s. Dude, that I don't know, man. I just think that Gilton just being that much better of an athlete and that much more dominant of a grappler at this level, I think he's going to throw him around and make it look easy. But my God, dude, Gilton inside the distance, these lines are disgusting. What are they at? -150, -160 or something?
Best case scenario, it's -150. Yeah,
that's disgusting. But I'm still just going Gilton. I got -110 earlier in the week. That's a track bet for me. But I'll just go Gilton inside the distance at -150. There's not much else I can do here. This should be dominant performance for Gilton.
Did you say a 50 waist? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I think so, dude. Like when I see him, I'm just like, holy shit, dude. That's a white Daniel Cormier, but a post-retirement. Because Daniel, you see, he's big. He's a big boy, man. That guy is 3 bills easy.
Okay. Couch Warrior, what are you liking for this fight here?
Yeah, I think Gilton should run through Romanov also. Just because Curtis got him, like, first of all, I know it was mostly the hammer fist, but I think he caught him with that uppercut. And I think that's what threw Gilton off big time. I don't see Romanov doing anything of the sort. Romanov might be a slightly better striker, but when does Jalton leave it on the feet? He doesn't do that. I think he's going to shoot first. He's going to shoot early and often, and I think he's going to finish Romanov, whose gas tank, just because he went to decision with Ivanov, who doesn't do anything at all, doesn't really tell me that his gas tank has improved. So I'm going to assume that it's not, and I'll go with Jalton. In terms of a pick for the show, do you know what Jalton round 2-3 is?
I don't.
Or even what book that would be on.
Maybe FanDuel, right? Like you can usually get the 2-3 props on FanDuel, I think.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird in New York. They give us like certain props, but not all of them.
Yeah.
So I'm not positive. But if I can't do that, I'll just do Jalton ITD. That works too.
All right. I mean, I know what the 2-3 KO is because that's what I'm gonna attack is the 2-3 KO.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm gonna take 2-3 KO here. I think the TKO is very live. I think Romanov quitting is very live. I like attacking these quitters, right? Like, and Romanov is certainly one of them. He quit in the first 60 seconds against Volkov. He quit against Espino. I think betting against quitters is very plus EV. I mean, I bet against Tamara's Vidal the other week, and she quit via getting hit in the boob. So yeah, I think maybe Jalton hits Romanov in the boob, and he might look for a way out here. So yeah, 2-3 KO. I think the TKO is live. It is plus 750, and I'm looking for Romanov to look for the door after he gasses out. Luke, what do you like in here?
Yeah, I'm just going to go with the under 1.5 in general here. I think best price we're looking at on the board right now is minus 103. So I will take that. Originally I was looking at like Jalton 1-2, but the price break is just not good enough. So I'd rather just take the under 1.5 and cover, some Romanov finish equity too. But I do have like a semi-hot take though. I think if this fight goes over 1.5, I think it goes the distance.
Yeah, that could make sense.
I think you could get potentially a double death gas between two guys that are too tired, that can't do shit to each other and might not finish. So that's why I'm like under 1.5, or I would just like hold my nose and take like the goes the distance.
So you said it was minus 103 for the under 1.5?
Yeah, just what I'm seeing on the board.
Okay.
It looks like that's price. So.
All right, Weezy taking the Almeida inside the distance, minus 150. Couch Warrior taking the inside the distance, minus 150. Unless did you find the 2-3 prop or nah?
Nah.
All right, it's fine. Maybe he finishes him in round 1. And then I'm taking the Almeida KO 2-3. Let's see. John saying, let's get it. Indeed. Jalton got caught against Blades. WTF shell shock from gambling. A joke. We got Justin with the super sticker. Appreciate you, Justin. Yes. 999. Thank you, Justin, sponsoring the show today. Romanov fat. Yeah, people keep calling him. I mean, he looked in a lot better shape than I thought. Though maybe I was expecting the worst. Is what I was thinking, but I don't know.
You're getting the front view. If you turn that man sideways, you'd be like, whoa.
Maybe that's what it was, because everybody's calling him like fat and stuff. I'm like, yeah, but he looks a little bit better than I was anticipating. A little bit better.
But he weighed in at 265.
He did.
This is a guy who came in for a fight at 230 just about a year and a half ago. So
that's wild. Yeah.
He's not putting on 35 pounds of muscle, ladies and gentlemen. I can promise you that.
Romanov eats 2 gallons of porridge. What? Porridge?
They love porridge in Moldova, my friend. I'm telling you, it's all over the place, dude. It's huge there. You can ask any Moldovan, even Sergey Spivak. The dude is just like ladles of porridge. It's still a thing there.
Oh, Romanov fell down, scraped his knee. And, yeah, Weezy, you were talking about gravy, him and eating gravy or something, weren't you, on your show?
Yeah, he had the same misunderstanding with his doctor that Homer Simpson had. Homer started drinking 8 glasses of gravy a day instead of 8 glasses of water a day, and it turned out that he had some heart problems as a result. And I think Romanov might have had that same misunderstanding.
If Jalton turns into a rubber band, he's in trouble. Mushroom's talking about my Romanov hype video I posted today where he's doing the band workouts. Those aren't easy, guys. Come on, those aren't easy.
They're not. Yeah.
All right, let's just move on to the. I believe this is the featured prelim. Yes, we have Cesar Almeida going against Roman Kopylov, and we have Almeida opened up plus 150. The line has completely flipped. He is now a minus 125 favorite. Roman Kopylov opened up minus 175. He is now a plus 105 underdog. We will start with Couch Warrior. What are you liking for this featured prelim?
I'm going to use this as my pass. It's too close for me. I think Kopylov wins, but it's a really close fight. I really get the arguments for Caesar as well. I wouldn't play him as the favorite, but I can definitely see it. So for me, I have to pass. It's too close to call.
All right. We have Couch Warrior passing Wheezy. What do you like for this fight here?
I got a tracked bet on this one in the under 2.5 rounds. I can't believe that is still minus 110, really? Minus 106? What am I missing? I mean, I think Kopylov's won all but 2 fights by knockout. I think Cesar Almeida's won all but 1 fight by knockout. I think these guys combined in their wins have got well over an 80% knockout rate. They both hit extremely hard. I think Kopylov could shut just about any human in the world off to their body right now, the way that he blasts those kicks with his left leg. So I see somebody getting served here under 12.5 minutes. I'll go the under 2.5.
Yep, I went with the same thing. I mean, I think these two are going to stand and bang here. And yeah, like you mentioned, Roman Kopylov's not going the distance all too often. The one fight he did go the distance in the UFC, I mean, that fight should have been stopped on several occasions. That was the fight when Albert Duraev got on top and like almost killed him, and the ref for some reason didn't stop the fight, and then they were completely gassed in that 3rd round. Yeah, I thought that fight should have probably been stopped. So yeah, in a fight where I think these two are going to hit each other in the face very hard, I can definitely see a finish. So I'm going with the under as well. And yeah, the price tag does kind of surprise me too. Luke, how are you attacking this featured prelim?
Well, real quick for Couch Warrior, I did look at a couple odds for the Almeida. Not this Almeida, but the other Almeida 2-3 is like plus 244. If that interests you.
Could I switch, Brady?
Yeah.
Sick.
So
appreciate that.
Yeah. Now he's going to get a round 1 finish. It's a lock.
Yeah. I'm also going to join Mike though and take my pass here. This is obviously one of the most polarizing fights of the card. It seems like the bulk of the market is on Almeida given the line flip, but I do also know some sharp resistance that's on the Kopylov side. And from the book's perspective, I think there is also some sharp resistance that as to why Almeida is not skyrocketing here in terms of price, at least. So I just think there's like a lot of guesswork on both sides where there's like a lot of if so facto. I don't really honestly understand why people have super passionate opinions either way. So I'm just going to kind of sit this one out and let all of MMA gambling Twitter duke this one out.
Yeah, I'm with you in terms of like I think it should be lying close, but people are acting like Almeida should be like minus 300 in this fight. So I don't know. I'm with you in terms of money line. I wouldn't touch either side, especially where the line's at now. Let's see here. Let's go Kopylov, Cesar Almeida by sub. Wheezy, did you end up taking a little sprinkle on that or no? I think you're muted.
I did not, but I really should for 1/10 of a unit. If he gets a sub and I'm not on it, I am going to lose my goddamn mind. It's like the time that I told everybody to bet Darren Elkins round 3 sub versus TJ Brown, and I didn't bet it myself. Oh. I've got to put it 1/10 of a unit on this and track it.
What were the odds on that, Wheezy? Did you remember?
Dude, the Elkins by 3rd round sub was like plus 2,400, and I shit you not. I shit you not, Luke. What I said to myself was, wait, Wheezy, you're going to get plus 2,600 later in the week. I mean, maybe one of the dumbest things I've ever said in my own head in my entire life, and I've had some dumb things go through my head. So, yeah, that one really hurt.
Oh yeah, I bet Elkins round 3 just in general plus 1,600. But I did remember you called that sub. You nailed it down to the sub. It's all right. Maybe you can hit the Cesar Almeida sub 2-3 at plus $1 million.
I know it's wide lines, man. And Caesar's ground game's decent, and Kopylov just loves to get subbed. But I mean, it's a super long shot. Obviously, I'm not saying it's likely to happen, but at plus 2,000 for a very minuscule bet, it might be worth a shot.
Roman by flying armbar.
Yeah.
Oh, stop the fight, Dan Hardy voice. Yeah, me and Weezy were saying that for the Benoit Saint Denis, Zaleski dos Santos fight. We were saying that a bunch. Stop the fight. Kiss I have. Terrible.
Yeah.
Almeida by KO. Roman is not that good. Remdog got on the Almeida line at plus money, but it definitely feels mushy now. Yeah, the line has flipped. A lot of people are certainly on it. And then Mr. D sprinkling that Caesar sub plus 2,000. Yeah, Kopylov's been submitted twice. All right. And so what we'll do now is those were the prelims. We're going to do a quick recap of these prelims. If you guys have not already, be sure to like the video. We have 713 of you in here. Subscribe to the channel. We go live every Saturday, 2 hours before the prelims for some best bet. And yeah, let's make sure we got everything correct and give a quick recap for the chat here. So I'm taking Andre Lima sub to kick us off, plus 700. Eileen Perez, money line, minus 196. Passing on the Hafez fight. Jake Matthews, money line, minus 160. Grant Dawson, round 3, plus 900. Gilton Almeida, KO in rounds 2 or 3, plus 750. And then Caesar Almeida, under 2.5 rounds, minus 110. Uncle Weezy, you are taking a pass on the Lima fight. Perez KO, plus 600. Hafez decision, plus 180. Phil Rowe, money line, plus 145. Grant Dawson, inside the distance, plus 175. Almeida, that is Gilton Almeida, inside the distance, minus 150. And then Caesar Almeida, Roman Kopylov, under 2.5 rounds, minus 110. Weezy, does that look correct?
Yes, it does.
All right. And then we have Luke. You're taking Andre Lima, round 3 decision, plus 115. Jocelyn Edwards, round 3, plus 2,500. Passing on the Hafez fight, you're taking Phil Rowe in rounds 2 or rounds 3, plus 530. Dawson in rounds 2 or rounds 3, plus 298. He's taking the Almeida under 1.5 rounds, minus 103. And then passing on the Caesar Almeida Roman Kopylov fight. Luke, does that look right to you?
Yes, sir.
All right, and then Couch Warrior taking Mitch Raposo, money line, plus 250. The Perez fight doesn't go to decision, plus 180. Passing on the Hafez fight, taking the fight doesn't go decision in. That is the Matthews fight. You're taking Dawson, round 3 decision at minus 135. Almeida to win in rounds 2 or rounds 3. That is Gilton, plus 244. And then passing on the Caesar Almeida fight. Does that look correct to you?
Yes, sir.
All right, sounds good to me. And you are right, Paul. You are right. You are right. I want to hit it. I want to hit the under. But come on, I mean that Benoit Saint Denis fight should have been stopped. Absolutely should have been stopped.
Real quick, Brady. I think I might have been away. Did that Dawson round 3 decision drop to minus 135?
It did. It dropped.
On DraftKings,
Got better.
Can I actually swap that out? I didn't think the price was that. I thought it was like over minus 160.
It was minus 150 all week.
Yeah, we can swap it out.
Cool.
Boom, just like that.
Thanks, bro.
Yep.
yeah.
All right. What Edwards round 3 on Hard Rock is plus 3,000? Oh gosh, could you imagine 1 unit to win 30 units? Jocelyn Edwards. Oh gosh.
I'll just win the show, just like Ignacio Bahamondes. Couldn't hit that front choke. That son of a bitch at 50-1 couldn't hit the front choke.
Couldn't get it. Dang it. Great pick. I hope so, James. I hope they're not terrible. So all right. So those were the prelims. Let's move on to the main card. We have Randy Brown going against Oleksiejczuk Zaleski dos Santos. We have Randy Brown. He is minus 180, open at minus 170, and then Oleksiejczuk Zaleski dos Santos open up plus 145. He's currently plus 155. I will take this one to kick us off here, and that is because I am going to use up my final pass. I don't like betting on Randy Brown fights. I think I retired from betting on his fights a couple fights ago, and my life has improved. My mental health has improved since, and I think he wins the fight. But laying chalk on Randy Brown, not something I really want to do. So I'm passing on the main card opener here. Luke, what are you liking for the main card opener?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the under 2.5 here at plus 117. I have this ever so sneaking suspicion that Zaleski, this might be his kind of downturn type of fight. He's gotten hurt badly in his last 2 fights. He's 37 years old, and I'm a huge Zaleski fan. So this is not coming from a position of hate. I just think it might be that like real downturn type of spot for Zaleski. I don't think he's as fast as he used to be. I think Randy Brown's really, really live to knock him out. Conversely, we've seen, Randy Brown be incredibly flaky over the course of his career, get hurt all the time. And Zaleski, at the end of the day, despite me not necessarily thinking he was what he once was, I think he can definitely hurt Randy Brown in this fight as well. So I actually think this is a pretty interesting line. I know maybe I'm on an island here. I don't really understand why the under is plus money here. I think, regardless of what happens, I think somebody's getting served in this fight. So give me the under 2.5 at that plus 117.
All right. Sorry, this comment. Brady's cholesterol went down after he stopped betting on Brown. Yeah. All right. So Luke's taking the under. Couch Warrior, what are you liking for this fight?
I'm going to rock with the underdog here. I played him earlier this week at plus 145. Now the line's even better. I think that Zaleski has a pretty clear path here. Randy Brown doesn't handle leg kicks well at all. He's got those long, lanky legs, never checks a leg kick to save his life. So I do think that's going to be a weapon for ZDS here. And Randy Brown, you put pressure on him, you cut off the cage, and all of a sudden, he's a much lesser fighter. He has a lot less success. And we saw that in multiple fights. I mean, even Wellington Turman. Once the first round was over and Turman was able to back him up against the fence, he was able to have a lot of success. And I think that ZDS is a much better striker. He's got a lot more power. He's very dangerous. I do have chin concerns with him. I know he's only been knocked out once, but he's getting hurt a lot. But I do also think he has really good recovery. And we do have to talk about those Brazilian steroids these days. Now that USADA's gone, it seems like age doesn't matter anymore. So, yeah, I like ZDS as the underdog, and I'll take my shot on him.
Yeah, nothing wrong with fading Randy Brown at chalk. I don't hate that. Wheezy, what do you like for this fight here?
I got fight doesn't go to decision at minus 105. It's a track bet of mine this week. I'm with Luke here. I think both of these guys are live for a finish. And Randy Brown is not very durable. And like Mike said, he's got those neuro-ass legs. You could just chop at those legs, and it might not take more than a few minutes to get this guy to drop because of leg kicks potentially. And with Brown, you got a guy who does have some really precise striking. He can drop anybody. He can knock out anybody. Really long limbs are good for submissions as well. So I think that there's a number of different ways that this fight can finish inside the distance. At minus 105, it's a part of the greasy four-leg parlay this week. It's a tracked bet of mine. Looking for someone to get served within 15.
All right. Uncle Weezy thinking violence. The fight doesn't go minus 105. Luke as well. Taking the under 2.5 rounds at plus 117. And then Couch Warriors taking the dog shot here on the money line plus 155. And then I am using up my final pass. It looks like Uncle Weezy, you still have one pass left. And then everybody else has no passes left. So there we go. How did those Brazilian steroids work out for Edson Barbosa? And I guess Edson did take the wrong ones.
I like that comment. He definitely took the wrong ones.
Yeah, I mean, that was bad. Barbosa was just like wobbling over the cage for 20, 25 minutes. It was crazy. Dos Santos is a beast. He is a beast. Randy Brown, Loki takes leg kicks well for how long and thin his legs are.
He's absorbed a lot.
Yeah, yes. He has to, because people always are going to attack those legs.
Yeah, because he jabs a lot. So anybody that jabs a lot, they're going to go for that lead leg kick for the calf.
Let's see here. All right. So we'll move on to the next fight. We have a fight that was originally on the prelims. They moved it to the main card, and I kind of have a feeling why. We have Alex Morono going against Nico Price. We got Alex Morono opening up minus 300, currently minus 260. Nico Price opened up plus 250. He's currently plus 220. Uncle Weezy, what are you doing for this absolute banger?
Under 2.5 rounds, minus 141. I love that spot for this one. This is with Price, you got a guy who just got knocked out by Robbie Lawler. So, the durability a little bit in question. He's been in so many wars. And it's the same thing with Morono. I don't think either of these guys is much good. And both of these guys are shop worn. I mean, especially Price with the knee surgeries and stuff. But like Morono's never been a great athlete or a particularly technical striker. He can't win minutes with offensive wrestling because he doesn't wrestle at all. So I don't think either of these guys is much good. But what they do is meet in the middle and throw bombs until somebody drops. And I think that that's what's going to happen here. So I'm happy to pay up a little bit juice to get the under 12.5 minutes here at around minus 141.
Minus 141. Okay. Yep. I'm taking the same thing here. Yeah, I mean, a couple people are saying in the chat, like, Morono could be the parlay buster, and I agree. But at the same time, I do think Nico Price's chin is just complete dust at this point. But yeah, Morono, like he's been knocked out plenty of times in his own right. I just think somebody's getting served here. I mean, these guys want to do the same exact thing, which is kind of, stand and bang. And I think that is going to lead to somebody getting finished because, like I said, Price, I think the durability is completely gone. And then if Price was to win this fight, like Price is dangerous. He has a ton of power, has about a 90% finish rate, and Morono's been chinned a couple times before. So I like the under as well, taking the exact same thing as Uncle Weezy, minus 141 there. We'll go to Luke. What do you like him for this fight?
Let's complete the trifecta. I think you guys said everything that needs to be said. I like the under here. It's a personal play for myself. I think someone's getting served.
I like it. And can we complete the what is so we got the trifecta. What would 4 be? The foursome or what? What would it be?
Foursome works. That works.
What is after
a quadfecta? I don't know.
Lou would know. Lou would know what it is.
He'd have everything ready.
But Lou's not here. He's watching a soccer.
Yeah, four-way.
Okay.
There we go.
That makes sense. Okay. Anyway, Couch Warrior, what do you got here?
I guess I'm kind of on the same page. I'm just gonna go with the fight ends by KO. I think it's like plus 100 or so on DraftKings, if I remember correctly. It's gonna suck a lot if Morono hurts him and then Price goes for a takedown and then Morono guillotines him. That's gonna be upsetting. But that's why I didn't bet it myself. I still might because I think it's a pretty solid bet. Nico Price at this point, like I fade Morono like it's my job. Every single fight, I take my shot. I think I took a pretty good shot last time, but with Nico, it's just like, I don't know, man. The dude seems so gone. Like he's so shaky. Like my grandpa's 70 years old and has arthritis and he's sturdier than Nico Price. I just feel like he looks really bad, but the power usually goes last, and I do still think he can knock out Morono. I think he's got power. I think Morono's super hittable, and I also think he's on the decline. And on the other side, I can see Morono landing that knockout shot. So unless Nico Price shoots for a panic double, I think we should be okay. And I'll go with the fight ends by KO.
All right. So we almost got a superfecta. Superfecta. That makes sense. Almost got it. But yeah, we're all on the same page. And I'm going to be on a lookout to see if Nico Price is rocking those double knee sleeves, because double knee sleeves is the worst base in MMA. If you have double knee sleeves, your chances of winning just plummet.
Unless you're Verna Jandiroba.
That is true.
Yeah.
Well, she only has one, right? I think she only has one. But
I think she didn't. The last fight, didn't she have 2 knee sleeves?
Oh gosh.
Oh, she always has 2 knee sleeves. Dude,
wow.
She sleeps with them on, I'm sure. I think she actually triples them up. I think there's like 3 knee sleeves on each knee. Her knees are fucking shot, dude.
Fine. Maybe there was some regression then. And Verna is the one exception, but Kevin Lee rocks him on a ferry. Hasn't worked out for them as of late. All right. Elijah wants saying a 4-way quadrilogy. Nico hasn't won since 2001. We got Tone Miggins in the building. What is up, Tone Miggins? Today is June. June 1st. Happy June 1st to everybody. Alex may be the most overrated guy in the UFC at the moment. I think he's not good. Stares a lot for after 7.5 minutes. Yeah, I think he's probably a little bit overrated, but I don't know. I'm sorry. What? Cutie Beanie Brady always makes my Saturday happies tickle.
The comments are crazy today.
That is the weirdest comment I think I've ever read in my life. From Cutie Beanie Brady all the way to Happy's tickle. Have you guys ever heard of that? Have you guys ever heard of somebody say you make my Happy's tickle? That's something you say to like a child. Like
that Terrence McKinney PCP is going hard today.
Wow.
Definitely something in the water.
Yeah, I can't get over that. I'm making his Happy's tickle. What are Happies? What are you referring to when you're talking about Happies?
Yeah, slap that one on a t-shirt.
And why am I tickling them? Yeah, I think I might have to. Francis had the double knee sleeves. Morono has taken this fight on late notice. He has. Do you guys know when he took that fight?
This one was made. I think that. Oh wait, no. Price was supposed to fight somebody else.
Yeah, they were gonna throw him to Wells.
Oh God, yeah, they were. Yeah, they were.
Oh, he got a much
I don't
easier
think it's
fight.
like crazy short though, isn't it? Like it's like a month or 3 weeks. Like it's not.
I think so, because I didn't have to change it in my spreadsheet, and I think I'm 3 weeks ahead on this one, so it's at least 3 weeks notice for Morono.
Yeah, and you're right. I just need to take the compliment. You're right. Let's see. It is summer. You know, things are heating up here, and they're heating up in the chat. They are certainly heating up in the chat. All right. Let's see. With Morono taking this fight late notice, it's definitely into the distance, but Morono has 2 subs and a decision before his last KO. Yeah, like Luke said, I think it's been about a month, and Morono always takes a late notice fight, so I'm not looking to that too much. All right, we'll move on. I can't pull up some of these comments. I don't want to get banned for life on YouTube, but we have Kevin Holland going against Oleksiejczuk. We have Kevin Holland opening up -210. He's currently -255. Oleksiejczuk opening up +170. He is currently +215. I'm going to kick it to our Uncle Wheezy, because Wheezy, I believe you might be using up your last pass on this one here.
Actually, I'm not. I'm gonna go with Holland by submission. Oleksiejczuk really does appear to have a brick for a head, and I don't think you're knocking out Oleksiejczuk unless you're ground and pounding him. So I kind of feel like if Holland wants to really just get this guy out of there, it's club and sub, or maybe he does wrestle a little bit and then finds the neck somehow. Oleksiejczuk, he's got really good grounding pound when he gets on top, but the problem is that the way that he just marches forward like a zombie, winging bombs, eventually, even if you're not much of a wrestler, he kind of forces you to wrestle, because he won't fuck off and he won't keep coming forward. And he's always looking to take your head off or to explode your liver inside of your rib cage. So I really do think that he's going to be able to force Holland to bring out a little bit of wrestling. And I think if this thing goes to the ground, we can see Holland use those long arms to lock up a submission here. So what is the best line on Holland by submission right now?
Let me take a peek. All these Holland sub props have gotten just completely wrecked. It looks like, oh wow, yeah, it looks like the best price is 260.
Jesus, that is just awful. What's Holland inside the distance?
A lot, like -150. Oh, -115. I thought it was worse than that.
You know what? I'll go. Fuck, I hate that. Let's just go with the goddamn sub.
Holland sub +260. Yeah, that sub prop's gotten just wrecked. Yeah, so I'm gonna one up you, Wheezy, like I typically like doing. And Jussie in the chat says it right here. I mean, Kevin Holland, he has 3 subs in the UFC and 2 are by Darce. So +1600 for the Darce. I think the sub's super live. I think it, and Kevin Holland, I don't expect him to go out there and wrestle and get the fight down to the mat. Should he? Yes, but will he? No. I think it will be a club and sub. I think he might hurt Oleksiejczuk and then, snatch at the neck with that Darce. +1600. I like it. And I just had a one up Uncle Wheezy there. Luke, what do you like over this Kevin Holland fight?
Yeah, I don't even know why I didn't think about the prototypical like long man chokes. Obviously, like I think a sub super live, but to get fun and greasy, obviously they have the Darce at 16-1, but they have the Anaconda at 50-1.
Oh.
So that's what I'm going to go. I'm going to go. It's a long man choke. It's the same thing. It just goes through a different hole. That's the only difference. So I'm going to go Anaconda choke, Kevin Holland, 50-1.
50-1 is crazy.
Okay. Luke's looking to win it all.
It has to be some of the biggest odds we've seen in a while. All right.
I can throw it up right here if you guys don't.
I believe you. I mean, all right, so
Anaconda, it's like
plus 5,000. There it is. So I one-upped Wheezy, and then Luke one-upped me. So now, Couch Warrior, it's your turn. You got to one-up Luke. What do you got?
What's Mikhal by flying armbar? That might be a good one.
I'll give you one better. Let's see what McCall by what's McCall by Bulldog choke? I think they throw that. McCall Oleksiejczuk by Bulldog choke, 40-1. That is more likely to happen than Kevin Holland by fucking Anaconda.
What are you guys doing? What are they doing? Come on.
Who's setting these lines? There's like one Bulldog choke every 4 years, and it's 40-1. It's the worst
For
line
McCall of all people.
Sharp money on it. There's sharp money on it. Oh.
But yeah, I'm gonna bring us back to earth. I think I'm just gonna go with Holland ITD. Keep it simple. I think he can knock out Michal. Michal's just incredibly hittable, and I think he fades a little bit if he doesn't get his finishes. He needs his opponents to kind of fade and get broken, and Holland might start acting stupid if he's frustrated, but he's not going to quit. He's not going to fall apart. I think he should be fine. I think he can knock him out, sub him. Doesn't matter to me. I'll go with the ITD.
All right. Yeah. Couch definitely coming back to earth. That makes a lot of sense. I'm on that as well. F it, just run the sub. Yep. It's gotten hit, but I think it's probably gotten hit for a reason. Holland said he wants to hold the record for Darce, and he's goofy. Why not? Holland is the Darce Knight. Big money moves. I see a attritional body shots for Holland TKO win. I could see that. Yeah. Uncle Weezy is the man, a gentleman, and a scholar who has O's in every area code. Shout out to Uncle Weezy. Holland by Von Flew is plus 10,000. Okay. What time does the match start? These fights are starting in 55 minutes. Parlay Andre Lima point deduction, which I do think is very live. He's a cheater. And with Holland Darce, I think those two are very live. Where is the Holland taps to strikes line? Oh, boy. I don't know if they have a taps to strikes, though. Holland submission, KO, double chance, minus 115. I like it. Holland straight right, followed by some grounded pound. All right. So, yeah, we went a little crazy on that one. I'm taking the Darce plus 1,600. Luke is taking the Anaconda plus 5,000. Couch Warriors taking the inside the distance minus 115. And then Weezy's taking the sub plus 260 or plus 2. Did I say 260 or 240? Yeah, 260. Yep, 260. Okay. All right. Let's move on to this co-main event. It is Sean Strickland going against Paulo Costa. Sean Strickland opened up minus 200, currently minus 240. Paulo Costa opened up plus 170. He's currently plus 205. We'll start with Couch Warrior. What do you like him for this fight here?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of a personal bet, I have Costa finish only, but I don't want to do a bet where it could push here. So I'll go with Strickland 3-4-5. I mean, no, sorry, 4-5 decision if that's available. Not sure exactly what the line is because I can't bet it here. But I do think that the 5 rounds really, really favor Strickland. I do think Costa can still catch him, but I think the most likely outcome is Strickland just outstrikes him for 25 minutes or whatever it is and gets that dub.
Yep, so Sean Strickland, 4-5 decision is... oh, gosh. So it's minus 105 now. It was like plus 135. Yeah, minus 105.
All right, let's do it.
All right, Strickland 4-5 decision for Couch Warrior minus 105. Wheezy, what do you like for this fight?
For the Strickland fights, I have where do we have the over 2.5 rounds right now for this one?
Looks like we have the over at
180. Yeah, minus 180.
Minus 180, best price.
Yeah, let's do that, man. That's I have a hard time seeing either one of these guys getting an early finish here, so I think that's a pretty safe play this week.
Yep, and once again, I'm gonna take that as well. I don't love anything in this fight, but I do think this fight does go over and probably even the distance. I like Couch Warriors play, although the line's gotten hit a little bit. But yeah, just give me this fight to last 12.5 minutes. I think that Paulo Costa is more than durable enough to take these shots from Sean Strickland for 25 minutes. And I also think Sean Strickland is durable enough to take these shots from Paulo Costa as well. So yeah, give me the over 2.5. Not much else I'm liking here. And honestly, if I had another pass, I might even probably pass on this one. But give me the over as well. And then, Luke, what are you liking for the co-main event?
Yeah, so I'll take the over 3.5 at minus 120 on Betway. I think that might be. Yeah, I kind of think Sean Strickland wins. He wins late, wins by volume, but Strickland can give up bigger moments at the end of the day. We've seen that F him in a handful of 5-round fights, actually. So I guess not to shit on Mike's play or anything like that. I just think with like a 25-cent difference to I think we're talking about 5% for Costa to potentially win a damage-based decision. I think that's definitely on the table too. So I think the over 3.5 is just a little bit better of a play that will get you a little bit more outs. And it also covers a Strickland late attritional finish as well. So
I agree with Luke. Can I switch?
It's up to you have to ask Luke because
Luke.
Yeah, no.
All right.
I switched to what he had before, so it worked. It worked.
Okay,
there we go. There we go.
It all works out. It all works out. All right. So we have Couch on that over 3.5, Luke on that over 3.5, Wheezy on the over 2.5, and then I'm on the over 2.5. So we're all kind of on the same page there, thinking this goes over. All right, a couple more comments here. We got Eric all in on Costa. Strickland 4-5 decision. Yeah, I think that's the most likely scenario. But like Luke said, that over 3.5 probably the better way to go because we've seen some weird decisions in some of these Strickland fights. And then we got M taking a plus 750 on the Costa decision. It's most likely going the distance, and with the judges, it's basically a coin flip. Yeah, like I said, a lot of weird outcomes with these judges as of late. All right, so we have 970 of you watching. Let's get to 1,000. Let's hit that like. Let's get to 1,000. It'd be a cool milestone to hit for this card. All right, so now it is time for the main event. We have Islam Makhachev going against Dustin Poirier. We have Islam Makhachev opening up minus 600, currently minus 650. Dustin Poirier opened up plus 425. He is currently plus 475. We will start with Couch Warrior. What are you liking here for the main event?
Yeah, so I mean, I'm on the Islam pretty heavy. I have a lot of units staked on him. For me, it's just pretty clear what I think what's going to happen most likely. It's just funny that so many people were lining up to fade Poirier at chalk last time out because he was fighting a grappler who was very aggressive and strong on bottom, and now all of a sudden, Poirier's got this amazing chance against a guy who's a much better grappler with much better just overall game and much better cardio. And I get now he's plus 500, but he was like plus 250 last time out. No one wanted to play him. So, yeah, I think for the show, I'm going to do it was one of my parts of my lotto parlay. We're going to do Islam. I think it's round 2, 3, or 4 sub is plus 260 on FanDuel. So I'm going to rock with that one.
Yep. I like it. So 2, 3, 4 sub plus 260. I'm right there with you. I went with the 1, 2, 3 sub. So we're kind of along the same lines there, but it's plus 150 on Bovada. Yeah, I think it's a really bad matchup for Poirier, hence the line. I think Islam's going to be able to get takedowns here without a problem. And yeah, I think it is probably in that second or third round, but yeah, give me Islam submission rounds 1, 2, or 3 at plus 150. So right there with you. Wheezy, what are you liking for this fight? I guess you're not liking anything because you have to pass here.
Yeah, I'm passing. I think Islam wins, but minus 650 is just disgusting. So, and when the money line is minus 650, that makes all the props disgusting. Don't want to ride on the Poirier side here, but I will tell you this. I really like the over 0.5 significant strikes on Prize Picks for Dustin Poirier. I think that hits for sure. But as far as this, I'm just going to pass.
Yeah. Imagine if it doesn't hit. Imagine
it could. I think Islam is the kind of guy who has like a win or two where his opponent has landed 0 significant strikes. Like Hamzat's done that a couple of times. I even think Mickey Gall's done that a couple of times because he's fought dudes that are horrible. But yeah, this is going to be a pretty dominant performance probably on the Islam side.
Maybe Islam, he actually took the Poirier under 0.5 significant strikes on Prize. Maybe he's trying to hit a Prize Picks entry, Islam, and takes him down in 5 seconds. I don't know. Well, we've seen crazier things happen. But Luke, what do you like for the main event?
So I'm gonna go on very similar lines as you guys, but a slight variation. I'm gonna take the Islam sub 2-3 at plus 310.
2-3 at plus 310 or
310.
Plus 310. Okay. Yeah. So we're all basically on the same page. I'm taking Islam sub in rounds 1, 2, or 3. Couch Warriors taking Islam sub in 2, 3, or 4. And then Luke is taking Islam sub at in round 2 or 3. So it looks like we all are on the 2-3. Maybe it's a sign. Maybe it's a sign there. But all right. Islam all day. I think he should win. Over on the rounds, I wouldn't touch an over. Like I think this fight could go over 1.5, but you're laying like minus 165. You guys like an over here?
No,
not really.
It'd be a sweat. You'd be Islam.
Honestly, with the price,
Yeah.
real quick, with where if it's getting bet down, I'm looking at -170. I think it was about -190 before. I might actually end up playing that, just the under generally, before we get off if it keeps going down. So.
Yeah. Yep. I like unders here. Islam Von Flew plus 10,000. Hey, you never know. Islam double chance KO or decision plus 130. Don't tap, brother. All right. So what we're gonna do now is we're going to go over everything, make sure everything's correct. Reload this. Okay, Luke, what'd you have? It's giving me problems. Islam sub and 2-3.
Sub 2-3 at plus 310.
310. Okay. All right. So here we go. We're going to go everything, make sure everything is correct. Sometimes we make mistakes. I got to first I got to host, I got to participate, and then I got to make sure everything's going good in the chat, which by the way, the chat's been really wild tonight. And then I got to block. I don't want to block you. I'll put you in timeout here because he's asking when does the fight start? I don't know why people do that. Like, why are you asking in a chat? Just look it up on Google. Ask
like
Siri.
20 people asked too.
It's 2024. Why are you asking me when the fight starts? Look it up. Okay. So I'll start with myself. And then, like I said, we're going to give you the best bet. So the best bet, if you hit the best bet, it is going to double your profit. So I'm going Lima sub plus 700. Eileen Perez minus 196. Passing on the Hafez fight. Taking Jake Matthews money line minus 160. Grant Dawson round 3 plus 900. Jonathan KO in round 2 or round 3 plus 750. The Caesar Almeida Roman Kopylov under 2.5 minus 110. Passing on the Brown fight, I'm taking the Morono price under 2.5 minus 141. Kevin Holland via Dars plus 1,600. And then Sean Strickland over 2.5 rounds minus 180. And then Islam submission in rounds 1, 2, or 3 plus 150. So my favorite play is probably the Islam sub in rounds 1, 2, or 3. But I got to go with Holland Dars here. I got to 32 units if he hits this. He's got 2 of them before. Got one against Means. Got one against Chiesa, I believe, as well. I think the Dars is going to be super live. Club and sub. Kevin Holland. Book it. 32 units coming my way. Uncle Weezy, you're passing on the Lima fight. You're taking Perez KO plus 600. You're taking the Hafez decision plus 180. Phil Rowe money line plus 145. Grant Dawson inside the distance plus 175. Jonathan Almeida inside the distance minus 150. You're also on the Caesar Almeida under 2.5 rounds minus 110. The Brown fight doesn't go decision minus 105. Morono price under 2.5 minus 141. Holland sub at plus 260. Strickland over 2.5 rounds minus 180. And then passing on the Islam fight. Does all that look correct? And if so, what is your best bet for the entire card?
Yeah, that is correct. And I'll go, because it's the widest line, I'll go Aylin Perez by KO plus 600, try to get 12 units there. I don't have a lot of long shot props this week on my slate, but I do think that Perez is live to land that knockout. Her ground and pound is pretty damn solid, and Jocelyn Edwards' takedown defense and get up game is dreadful. So hoping for the best, hoping that she can finish that fight. I've got the under 2.5. I've got Perez's money line parlayed up. So if she knocks her out inside of 12.5 minutes, I'm going to be very happy.
There's going to be a party at Wheezy if that happens.
Yes.
Yeah.
Damn right.
Heck yeah. And then Luke, you're taking Andre Lima round 3 decision plus 115. Jocelyn Edwards round 3 plus 2,500. You're passing on the Hafez fight. You're taking Phil Rowe 2-3 plus 530. Dawson 2-3. Or Dawson round 3 decision minus 135. The Jonathan Almeida under 1.5 rounds minus 103. Passing on the Caesar Almeida fight, you're taking the Brown under 2.5 rounds plus 117. Morono under 2.5 rounds minus 141. Kevin Holland via Anaconda choke plus 5,000. You're taking Strickland over 2.5 rounds minus 120. And then Islam sub in rounds 2 or rounds 3 plus 310. Luke, are you looking for 100 units on one play? What do you think?
No, I was flirting with that one of the last times I was trying to, get cute or whatever. What I will say, though, if Wheezy hits that Perez KO, you have to throw Homegirl an OnlyFans subscription. Like, that's the least you could do, right?
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And I'm all about charity, Luke. And I would be happy to sign up to that and see her do her thing outside the cage as well as inside. Big Aylin Perez fan.
Yep, and looks like she got some sun as well. The Florida.
Yeah,
Florida
definitely.
Yeah,
South Florida, baby. That's where it's at.
Absolutely.
Well, piggybacking off of that, inshallah, I'm gonna go my best bet Islam by sub 2-3 plus 310 is what I'm gonna go with.
I like it. I think that one hits. And then Couch Warrior, what do you like? Actually, let me go through these real quick. So Raposo for Couch Warrior plus 250. Perez fight doesn't go decision plus 180. Passing on the Hafez fight. The Matthews fight doesn't go to decision plus 100. Dawson round 3 decision minus 135. Jalton Almeida in rounds 2 or rounds 3 plus 244. Passing on the Cesar Almeida fight, you're taking Oleksiejczuk Zaleski dos Santos plus 155 on the money line. The Morono fight ends by knockout plus 100. Kevin Holland inside the distance minus 115. Strickland over 3.5 rounds minus 120. Then Islam round 2, 3, or 4 submission plus 260. Does all that look correct? And if so, what is your best bet for this card?
Yeah, looks right to me. And I'll go with my last one, the Islam round 2, 3, 4 sub. I think that's a good look.
All right. And then Couch is taking that 2, 3, 4 sub there. All right. So there you guys have it. Couch is taking the 2, 3, 4 sub for Islam as his best bet, looking to win 5.2 units. Luke is taking the Islam sub 2-3, looking to win 6.2 units. Wheezy's taking the Perez KO, looking to win 12 units. And I am taking the Kevin Holland via Dars to win 32 units. All right. We will move on to the chat, and then we'll head out of here. Tracy Cortez, OnlyFans would break the world, that it would. Change the show to Big Beanie Brady Best Bet Show. That's a lot of B's, man. I don't know. What is Couch's second best bet? I'm trying to parlay everybody up. Oh, so he wants to do something new. Couch, if you had to pick a different one for Abdi, what would you say?
If we're doing 2 of them, how about Jalton Almeida 2-3? I like that one.
All right, yeah, I like that too. Has the Islam Poirier fight started? Yes, it happened, and Islam won by second round submission, and we all cashed our bets. It was nice. Thanks for giving us all happy tickles every fight day, Beanie Brady. Good luck, everyone. Appreciate you. Appreciate that. All right, so we're gonna kick it around. We're gonna head out of here. We got fights to watch. We're gonna start with our Uncle Wheezy. Uncle Wheezy, tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me on Patreon, patreon.com/Uncle Wheezy. I've got a phenomenal stats package that UFC gamblers use in order to do their research for these fights, matchup stats. I've got my betting models for over-under bets, my betting model for prop bets on there, picks, Discord, fight write-ups, and subscriber-only content to Probability, which we did with Brady and Luke this week, a show that was viewed over 2,500 times on YouTube. And yeah, check me out on that Patreon package. It's got a phenomenal access to a bunch of statistics and analytics that are not available elsewhere. And you can check me out on my YouTube channel, Uncle Wheezy. Let's stack cashed tickets like flapjacks for UFC 302. Good luck on all your bets today, everybody.
Let's do it. Yeah, shout out to Wheezy. Thank you for coming on. Luke, let the people know where they can find you.
Yeah, Twitter, SWR_betting. You guys can also find my bets and content, sparringwithreality.com. I also do some matchup analysis for Brett Apley over at Establish the Run in their DFS platform as well. So, yeah, fun show, boys. Love chopping it up with you all the time. So, hoping for some good fights and to quote the great Uncle Wheezy, no chicanery tonight. So, we'll see how she goes.
I hope there's none. And then last but not least, we got Couch Warrior. Let the people know where they can find you.
Yes, sir. All right. So Couch Warrior Pod on Twitter, Couch Warrior Podcast on YouTube. My Discord is free, and that's where I post all my breakdowns, my notes, and we talk a ton of fights in there, especially regionals. We got like 20 different channels for every regional. So make sure to check that out. You can find the links on my link tree on my YouTube description or in my Twitter bio. And yeah, thanks, Brady, for having me on. As always, it was a good time. Luke, nice to meet you, do a show with you finally. Uncle Wheezy, is always a pleasure to do a show with you. And thank you guys all for watching. Good luck this weekend. Let's get it.
Yeah, appreciate all three of you coming on. Appreciate the chat as well. The chat's been cool. Besides that one guy that said I give him happy tickles, but I'm sure I'll get over that shortly. So yeah, guys, best of luck for UFC 302. Like on your way out, subscribe on your way out, and enjoy the fights tonight. See you guys later.